Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Al Shai Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 the rest of your elect out there. Shalom to you all. There's going to be a two-part title, so I'm going to speak on two different things. First, I'm going to go into this. Black singer shares her unbelief, and I'm going to entitle this video. The first title is "Our Woman Can't Function. They need a man," and that's the truth. Okay. And the second title would be "The Priest or the Levitical Priest Receive Gold and Silver." So that's the two titles right there. The first title is going to be relatively short, unless the spirit jumps on me. But the second title I was going to go into, because I was watching a video that put up by IUIC. It was in South Africa. I guess that's where a bunch of them are right now, in South Africa, going on different TV shows, pushing the word, which they have no business being over there. The bulk of the electors here in the U.S. That's the South Africans. You're only going to get so many people following you, unless you build schools and you got a school, but you're going to have people that are not necessarily of the elect in that school. So, the leader of the IUIC is going his own way, but he's got it wrapped up in a pretty box, so nobody's going to, you see, you guys are jealous. See, it's an army, you don't got an army, you don't got it. Look, if they got Latin tribes in that group and they marching, them ICE agents, or they can call them ICE niggas, they're going to grab you right out your army, and you ain't going to do a damn thing about it. So anyway, let's go into this. This is going to be relatively quick. I didn't set up anything, so I don't know where the spirit's going to take me. But this is a video. All I had to do is watch the first, up until about here, dealing with that knucklehead. All of them are knuckleheads. Well, dealing with Tamar, Braxton, which that whole family, them sisters, they're all messed up. They're all fucked up in the head, and they've been used and abused. These women can't make it on their own. They had to get a pimp. They couldn't make it on their own. Yeah, these hoes out here, these streetwalkers, they get pimps. Then they realize they don't need a pimp, because the pimp is there to protect you. But if a man, what do you call it, a trick, picks you up, and he's 5 blocks away, and he decides to beat the shit out you or kill you, where's the pimp at? What are you gonna jump out the glove box? So a lot of these, no, baby, you need somebody to protect you. Anyway, let's listen. Watch what Tamar is going to say. She said, let me bring this back. 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. And that's going to be on this side. That's another thing that IUIC goes off on. You know what that means? That means you can serve God, go to church, and be the biggest hoe you want to be out there. The biggest hoes are in the church. That's why the Bible refers to this wicked ass black church as a harlot house. A harlot house in Jeremiah. Yeah, you get stuck to the mushroom tips. You go from one, get stuck on one, you get off another, and you get stuck on another. You've been around. Hey, what does the Apocrypha say? I'm not going to go to it, but what does the Apocrypha say about a singer? All of these sisters they gotta, in order for them to make it, you got beautiful talent, but you got to master one talent, another talent. All of them been dragged. If they go to Dubai, you already know why they go to why women go to Dubai. Hey, Amos, one of my favorite precepts, Amos 7:17. Your wife shall be a harlot in the city. The city is Babylon. Got these sisters, and it's out. You got these sisters that take trips they fly them out to Dubai, and you got these men, Edomite men and Arab men, which are heathens, and they shit on these women, these black women, and these Edomite women too. They shit all over them, and they make them eat shit, and they get off. First of all, the only place I'm gonna shit is in the toilet. I ain't gonna shit on nobody. So that's disgusting. And they rubbing the shit. They probably butt naked, rubbing the shit all over them. But then you niggas get mad because I say ain't nothing wrong with getting to see. Edomite women are demons, but guess what? The black woman has demons on her. What's the difference? They both demons. And at this point, I see why the Apostle Paul said what he said. It's best not to even have a woman, man. Every time I talk to a woman, I judge them. I fucking judge them. I'm like, how many dudes this chick slept with, you know? And am I going to get a disease? And I heard this, that anybody that got the jump shot and you lay with her, you can get that juicy juice because it goes throughout her whole body. So, hey, what the Apostle Paul said was prophetic, really. It's best to not even have a woman, period. Anyway, let's go. Well, first of all, you don't read because you can't read. And what I mean by read, you can't comprehend. You Christians can't read the Bible. None of these jakes know nothing. They lost, man. That's why when the truth come to them, they attack it. So the hell with them. That's why this silly hoes laughing, man. Oh, she got with that big head nigga that was a manager. Then she got with Edom. I don't know if she's still with Edom. So she's fucking gone, man. She's gone. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm just talking about the majority of you Jake women out there, man. Means you can believe in Jesus, a white Jesus, and be a hoe at the same time. Nothing wrong with being a hoe. When she says she believe in God and she believe in Jesus, she's talking about the white God and the white Jesus. I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie. They had the Star Trek. It was in movies, right? And they had one where Captain Kirk and Spock met God. They went to a planet and God was up there, and it looked like it was likened unto Daniel Daniel 7 verse 9. He actually saw a big head with white hair and a white beard, but it was kind of straight, not doggy stringy straight, but kind of straight, curly. But he was clearly a white man, and he cursing out Captain Kirk, and I think he used a lightning bolt to knock spark down, and that was God. They actually showed God. And he's a fucking white man with white hair. They went to the book of Daniel, where the truth depiction should have been a black. Maybe Sidney Poitier should have paid him, put a made him grow an afro or something. So that's your fucking white supremacy. Excuse me. So her God, when she prays to God, she's thinking about a white man. She's thinking about Caesar Borgia. She's thinking about an older white man, like looking like Burl Ives. Look him up. That's God, or looking like fucking Santa Claus. Now, if you tell her, oh, the so-called Jesus is black, this this demon would say, color doesn't matter. But wait a minute. Every time you pray to God, you picturing a white man. So when you pray to God, just picture something that's not even there, like blackness. So they're the biggest hypocrites out there. Hey, what did the Paul say? If you have a wife, I warn you, you shall have trouble in the flesh. You never read the Bible because you don't understand the Bible. Reading is based upon comprehending. If this bitch read the Bible, she wouldn't be with no fucking Edomite. She wouldn't be jumping from man to man. So we're gonna listen to a little of this, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna move on. But then she plays to Jesus. These fucking women are all fucked up. That's why they need a man. There's 7 women shall take hold of one man, meaning what? Talking about the Israelite man that have the knowledge of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. In this situation with narrowed 47, in a way, it's a good thing because now you got people saying when is the church is going to step up, because you got a lot of Edomite-owned churches that they're setting up food pantries. You got Edomites, certain Jakes, setting up food pantries to help people. And I forget what video it was that the black church, are they doing it? Because you know what the black church is all about. So anyway, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, she should be. The scriptures say it should be taken out. So our people are all fucked up. That's why the majority of our people are not going to make it. The 2/3, when it's talking about the 2/3, it's not 2/3 of all the Israelites on the planet Earth. It's talking about 2/3. It's talking about 2/3 in America. 2/3 of the Jakes are not going to make it. That's in America. 1/3 is going to make it, which represents the elect. And so-called Thanksgiving is Esau coming over here and thanking their white Lord, their white Jesus, for taking over. It's about the conquest of the natives and Jake putting Jake in slavery. That's what they thanking the God. They thanking God for God, the white God, giving them slaves and giving like it says another example. When the children of Israel had to get the land was given to them, that land was Canaan. Who was in the land of Canaan? Yeah, Canaanites. So the Most High said, "Go ahead." That was a form of manifest destiny, which is righteous. So the Thanksgiving is thanking the God for manifest destiny, for manifesting their destiny to take down the tribes, all the tribes, all the tribes. So here you niggas celebrating that with you sitting down, so all you old ass niggas too. You celebrate you niggas love you niggas singers. I'm sounding like Paul Mooney. You niggas singers. You niggas singers. You love to get the opportunity to sing the national anthem. If they said we're picking you to sing the you, oh, I get to sing you. That show you where you niggas is at. Excuse me. Yeah, the scripture says in First John and the book of James, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, because if thou lovest the world, the love of the Father is not in you. So the love of the Father, and they expect to be saved. They'll call on their Jesus. Excuse me. Yeah, we're going through a cold snap. Here it is, the 6th day of November. We're going through a cold snap. It feels like the fucking end of Jan- uh um end of December, beginning of July. It's freaking cold, man. I got the wind. They didn't put the heat up yet. I got the windows shut, and it's still cold. Which that's Christians push that, which is a pagan practice. It goes back to paganism. The bunny, the Easter eggs represent Ishtar, which she's a goddess of fertility, and rabbits a symbolic having offsprings, offspring. Yeah, they say the law is done away with except the tithing law. The tithing law is still here. That's why the second part of the this the second topic is based upon the tithing. Did I mention that? I did say it. I forgot the exact words that I said. But you and I'm gonna show you the video if I can find it. Play a little bit more.
So they got to be as worldly as they want to get the people of the world, and that shit is hard, right? Just like people talk about Cosby saying she was a demon. He was a Jake. He was a so-called black man who was a pagan. He was a super pagan. Salakia brothers, who was a pagan who, along with wicked priests, right? Catholic Church, priests, whatever, they established that whole Christianity being followed in the Roman Empire, the so-called Holy Roman Empire, which was nothing holy about it, right? And so that's the reason. That's another reason why you got a lot of that shit going on, even to this very day. The Christianity that you so-called follow today is not the following of the Messiah of yesterday, right? This is what we're following, right? Well, real quick, let me get a precept. This is the book of Isaiah, 29.
And the so-called black church is a major joke. That's how anytime you make a movie on a black church or TV show, it's always a comedy because it's a fucking joke. It's either a comedy or it's a drama with a lot of adultery going on. You watch this Bible Christian based show, and you ain't gonna understand. They don't quote one scripture. It's just what happens in the background. It's a fucking joke, and all these black churches will be destroyed when Babylon the Great is destroyed. And they don't even know that this is Babylon. So what the fuck do they know? And I don't understand you Israelites trying to wake these ninjas up after the first of a heretic after the first and second admonition. Admonition meaning stiff warning. Reject. That's in Titus. In other words, you tell somebody, they buck up against it. You give them another angle, they buck up against it. You okay, boom, let them go. You warned them already. The blood is off your hand.
9, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. In the NLT it says, and so the Lord says, these people say, stop, excuse me. It says, Isaiah 29:13. And so the Lord says, these people say they are mine, and slap them. Again, Isaiah 29:13 in the NLT says, and so the Lord says, these people say they are mine. They honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me, and their worship of me is nothing but man-made rules learned by rote, right? And when you look up that term for rote, it's habitual behavior.
Now you know what I found out? That Sakari, formerly had, I don't know the situation with Alazar right now, whether he's still in the truth, but I used to get a lot of his videos pop up on the what do you call it, the thumbnail. But I found out some years ago that he even spoke about it. So I'm not making this up. I'm not putting words in their mouth. That they had the scriptures, but they had their own bylaws, a whole list of different bylaws, which I don't know all the bylaws, but they got things that you can't do this, and if you do that, you know, which you're adding to the law. Now you're gonna have situations where you say we're gonna do this and do that based upon this law and the scriptures.
Right? And that's how these people who call themselves Christians, this is what they this is what they do, right? And man-made rules that tell you that God loves everybody. The one who literally called God and Jesus Christ is loves everybody. That's why you heard her double up when she said she believed Jesus Christ died for her sins. They believe that's all you need, right? You can still be a non-believer, you could be a witch, because a person that deals with psychics and mediums, you're nothing more than a witch, right? You're indulging in witchcraft.
Well, Galatians 5 tell you that. So how in the hell can you call on Jesus and be saved in the blood of Jesus, which is a white man, and just do whatever the hell you want to do? Galatians 5 tell you that. And mention the word sorcery. Let's go to that real quick. Galatians. Now you know what I wanted to go into this. Okay, I know it's Ezra 8. This chapter deals with the gold and the silver that the priests took for the building of the temple. That's why when Titus, the Roman general, besieged Jerusalem, they raided the temple. When his brother Domitian built that honorary arch of Titus, you had it carved in, not carved but chiseled. Which by the way, when they were chiseling them raiding the treasury, that word you can use is charagma. They were using a charagma. Okay, where did I say I was gonna go? Oh, Galatians 5. Forgive me. Galatians 5. In the King James. I'm almost positive it's in Galatians 5. Okay, here we go. Witchcraft. Now, anytime you go to the hospital and they give you stick needles in you and they give you prescriptions, that's witchcraft. So sometimes you got to take it in order to get better. That's why we learn about the herbs. Anytime I get sick, it's I look it up and get whatever herbs or what I have to do to heal myself. How many of y'all went to the hospital? You had the sniffles or flu or cold, or you didn't feel right. How many of y'all went to the hospital during the C ragamuffin? Because I didn't go. Even if I've got sick, I didn't go. I said I ain't going. Any ailment you got is the C ragamuffin, and you got to get that juice, jump shot as we call it, 20th verse. Let me do this. But if ye be led by of the Spirit, you're not under the law. You know what that means? Now you got Christians that say, "Well, see, we don't got to keep the laws." That means if the Spirit's working with you, the Spirit's going to guide you. Now the works of the flesh are manifested, which are these: adultery, which is a fornication. A fornication and adultery mean the same thing. A man having sex with a woman that's married to a man. It has nothing to do with a man having sex with a woman that doesn't have a man. That's not fornication. Uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife. Now the word strife is debate. Sedition, the Most High didn't tell us go out and have debates. We lecture to people. We tell you what the way to go. Well, I want to have it. I don't believe. Okay, good. Then walk on down the street. Seditions, and heresies. We're going to look up the word sedition, envyings, murders, drunkenness, ravelings, meaning going out, getting drunk, getting high, clubbing. Shouldn't be going to them clubs. You get stabbed up and shot up. There's a lot of adultery. I've been to clubs and you talk to a woman and you dance with them and you ask her if you got a man, she'll say no. and she got a man. So you gotta suss her out, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Drunkenness, ravelings, right? Envyings, murders. This is what I mainly want. So I'm going to pull out a couple of words here. Let's do this. Let's go to the word. And she's involved in adultery. She I don't know if she's still dealing with a white man. She's all fucked up. She's like a sheep that no man taketh up. Roadkill. That's roadkill. A sheep that no man taketh up. That's a new one for you black women. I ain't getting no sheep that no man taketh up. Nobody wants it. She's using abuse. I don't want nothing to do with no Tony Braxton, no Sandra Jackson, no Rebe Jackson. None of the Jacksons. Braxtons. I'm Braxton Jacksons. The Jacksons and the Braxtons. The hell with them all. Okay? Manifested. Adultery. Let's look up the word adultery. Now this is why you got to go to the Greek or the Hebrew. This is what scholars do.
Strong's G 3430.
Okay, so now let's see what that is. Adultery. Very simple. Okay. Now let's look up fornication.
Strong's G 4202.
Porneia. Well, we're gonna look it up. The porneia is in the feminine sense. Let's find out. Feminine noun, right? Illicit sexual intercourse. It really means adultery. But it goes into this stuff here. But it really means adultery. Now these dumbass Christians say, oh, fornication is not having sex before marriage. No, doesn't mean that. When you have sex with a woman, that's in the Most High's eyes, that's your wife. So let's come on back. This is really like back to the basics. Where am I? Okay. Idolatry, believing in idols. Witchcraft, we're going to get hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, which is anger, strife, which is debate. I'm going to show you that sedition. Sedition is when you talking about taking, telling people to take down the government, the current government, which that's why Paul said what he said in Romans chapter 13, verses 1 to 2. We're going to get into that too. This is back to the basics pretty much. Let's look up the word sedition. Because you got some Israelites, they out in the gun range and they say, oh, we got to take this man. You're a fucking idiot, man. So this is for the word sedition. Dissension, division, which means even division of to bring down a current rulership, even if it's wicked. Like I said, the Apostle Paul mentions that in Romans, and I'm gonna go to that because a lot of these Christians, when the MOTB comes into play, guess what? You're gonna have a lot of Christians because they're gonna get that what's that term? Apostle Gabar remembers it. The clergy something team. Help me out, Apostle Gabar. But they're gonna get a script as to, the churches, the pastors telling their congregation to take the C hip, the micro C hip, and you're not breaking the laws of the Most High. And then they're gonna run to, and we'll see if they do that. Where else they're gonna go to justify it? They're gonna say, "I'm gonna prove that in the Bible." You thought I couldn't prove that in the Bible? I'm proving it in the Bible, Word of God. Let's go to Romans chapter 13, verses 1 and 2. Who set up now? Who set up the current government that we live in? God Himself. God. Okay, what did He say? You got to obey them. So if they're telling you to take the chip, you got to take it, because if you don't take it, you're going against God. And you boneheaded Negroes, and I'm gonna laugh when you niggas start taking it, you know. And then you're gonna die, because the true God, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is gonna destroy you right here in America. He's gonna let you get chipped, and he's gonna leave your ass right here in America. I might have to do the other part of the because see, I didn't want to make this long, but sedition is when you gather people and you tell them words, you make speeches to get them riled up to take down a existing government body. So what they'll do is they'll arrest you because you're the ringleader, and then you say, "Well, no, I never said I was going to do nothing." Yeah, but you riled the people up. You aroused the people to do this. Your speaking this sermon caused a riot, right? Cause the people to want to take down the current system. No, this current system that we live in is set up by the Most High. Now let me look up the word strife.
Strong's G 2052. Erythia. Erythia.
I'm just looking over these words. Partis, partisanship, right? 2 parts. Factiousness mean when you cut off. I'm breaking off from this camp and I'm setting up my own camp. Contentions. But one of the words is debate. Right there it is, debate. Debate. The word strife goes into the word debate. I'm going to prove that. Debate and strife are the same words. Strife means fight, so you're fighting with words. We don't got to fight with nobody. If they don't accept your peace, take your peace back and shake the dust. Don't sit there and have a debate with them. Okay, why did this only come up one time? Okay, it says debates. Okay, let's do this. I should have put in the word debate instead of debates. Did I pass it? Debates. Debates, right? Contention, strife, wrangling. Romans 1 and 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, contention, covetousness, rather, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, worshippers. So you got Genesis talking about, well, you gotta defend this. Yes, of course, defend the gospel. You somebody comes up that's a Christian and they say this, that, and the third, and you show them and they can't get it, what you made it crystal clear through the scriptures, that's what it means. Then you don't deal with them no more. You don't have a back. Okay, we're gonna talk about this for the next 10 hours. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm here to lecture to you. When Yahushua came, he came to lead the his disciples, which became apostles, to the way, right? Okay. Now let's come on back. This is back to the basics, because this all basic stuff. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I want the word witchcraft.
Strong's G 5331. Part of Markiah. Part of Markiah.
When you go to the hospital and you're sick and the doctor diagnose you with a particular illness, they write you a prescription and you go to Dwayne Reed's, um, these different convenience stores that have a, even these some of these big box stores, I believe have a oh, supermarkets. A lot of supermarkets have pharmacies, you know. So the word pharmakia, let's see what the word pharmakia goes back to. Goes back to the word witchcraft. Because witches deal with what? They make brews. They deal with different herbs. Like we deal with herbs on the right hand side. You got these witches that deal with herbs and various things from on the left hand side. They make potions. And you gotta watch, you gotta stay. I don't eat women's food. I don't If I got a chick I'm dealing with, I want to cook you food. If she gonna cook the food, I'm gonna be right there watching her cook the food, or maybe helping her cook the food, because she probably can't. She probably put the fucking heat up too high. That's what dumbass bitches do. They put the heat on the food is scorched. You gotta have the fire low or medium. It tells you that on when you cook whatever meal. Well, I can get it done twice as fast by putting up the fucking flame. First of all, they don't know how to fucking cook, and and another thing, you don't know what she's putting in that food. So I don't look. We'll go to the restaurant and eat, or I'll cook the food, or I'll watch you cook the food, or help you, and we'll go to get the ingredients together. I don't see you. I don't want to see you. And I'm looking at your pockets too, because you might, what's this guy? He's all head over heels in love with Megan the Stallion, you know. And she there was a one video where she made some I think she made spaghetti with some red sauce, and she said, "How you like the spaghetti?" Oh, he said, "This is good." I said, "You dummy, you don't know what that red sauce that 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 red sauce is witchcraft." Let me just say it that way. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this other video. Let's come back over here. So let's listen to this again, and I'm gonna get ready to close it. And I'll do the other part of the video in another video, because I didn't know I was gonna go long with this. So I didn't notice the interviewer is a dude. Is Jake, born as a man. The spirit just said, I always wanted to be a woman. This is why the Most High is going to kill you.
Why can we not have a connection? I don't know, but I call myself a liberal Christian. Tell me what that means.
That means you can go to church and be a hoe at the same time.
Means that it's not anything that I'm stuck to. You know what I mean? Like I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I believe He died for my sins.
But let's say it right. Let's say it. Let's spit it all out. You believe in the white God and the white Jesus. As long as he's white, he's all right with me.
Don't read the Bible anymore. The Bible is no. I'm just saying it's a guideline. So I don't have to go and
Well, if you got a guidebook, you got to read it. I don't read the Bible anymore, but it's a guideline. What kind of bullshit is this?
just read the Bible. I go to the Bible for stories. I go to the Bible for if I want to like read the Bible.
Let me just say this to you brothers out there. When you deal with a woman, ultimately you become her father. In other words, you tell her what to do. You guide her. She said I'm going to do this. You tell her no, don't do it because of this, that, and the third. And they might buck up against it. If she keeps bucking up against what you tell her, you giving her good advice, you gotta let her go or not. And you know what? When you're dealing with a woman, that's like a job interview. She's getting a job working for you. You the boss, so you got to find out. You got to read her spirit to see if she's lying or not. And these women are all fucked up. Trust me, I know. I've been with women throughout my life, and they're all for just like Henry Hill said in the Goodfellas. He said all the women that I dealt with, they were all fucked up. He said every last one of them. That was like almost like the last scene of the movie. And his wife Karen, she pretty much she when he was getting ready to go to the federal federal system, she left him. She said, "Oh, I ain't with this nigga no more." And he said that. He said all these fucking women, every woman that I dealt with, are all fucked up. Pretty much, that's the Goodfellas way of saying what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. And counting on the woman, I'm merely paraphrasing. He said, "Of 1,000 I found none, and out of 1,000 men I found one." Anyway, I'm gonna cut it short. And the other topic I will deal with in another video in the near future. Shalom, on to the next.